Accountability to yourself is one of the most powerful forms of self-empowerment. It's about acknowledging that the most important person you answer to is you. This means taking ownership of your decisions, actions, and the life you create for yourself. In a world that often points fingers at external forces, circumstances, other people, society, it's easy to place the blame elsewhere when things aren't going your way. But real strength lies in looking within and understanding that you have the ultimate say in your success and failure. Accountability to yourself is not about perfection, it's about integrity. It's understanding that when you make a mistake, you don't have to run from it or ignore it. Instead, you face it head on, learn from it, and continue moving forward. It's about being real with yourself and not hiding behind excuses. The excuses are often the easy way out, a shortcut that doesn't demand the uncomfortable work of self-reflection. But when you commit to being accountable to yourself, you remove that easy way out. You take full responsibility, knowing that doing so gives you the power to change. When you owe it to yourself, you recognize the importance of personal growth and development. Growth doesn't happen by waiting for someone else to do it for you or by relying on luck. It happens when you take deliberate action to improve, to step outside your comfort zone, and to learn from your experiences. It's about looking at the things you've done and honestly assessing whether they're helping you get closer to your goals or holding you back. Accountability isn't just about what's in front of you. It's about taking the time to reflect on the past and understand how it has shaped where you are today. Every failure, every setback, every challenge you've faced is an opportunity for you to learn and grow, but only if you are accountable for it. Accountability is also about setting standards for yourself and holding yourself to them. Too often, people set expectations based on what others think or want. The pressure to meet external expectations can become overwhelming, and it's easy to lose sight of what you need. When you're accountable to yourself, you set your own standards. Standards that are aligned with your values, your goals, and your vision for the future. These standards become the compass that guides your decisions and actions. They serve as reminders of what you're working toward, helping you stay focused on the bigger picture instead of getting lost in distractions. Being accountable to yourself also requires honesty. It means having the courage to look at your own weaknesses and address them, rather than ignoring them or pretending they don't exist. It's not always easy to face your shortcomings, but doing so is a necessary step toward growth. The truth can be uncomfortable, but it's always liberating. When you confront the reality of where you are, you stop wasting time in denial and start taking meaningful action to change your situation. Accountability to yourself means you refuse to lie to yourself about what you need to work on, what you've neglected, or the habits you need to break. This kind of accountability is about creating a relationship of trust with yourself. If you make a commitment to achieve something, you hold yourself to it. If you say you're going to take care of your body, your mental health, your career, or your relationships, you follow through, even when it's hard. It's not always going to be easy, but that's the price of success. The more you commit to being accountable, the stronger your sense of integrity becomes. You stop making excuses and start taking action. You recognize that only by being true to yourself can you create the life you want. In a world where distractions are everywhere and it's tempting to look for external validation or quick fixes, accountability to yourself becomes even more important. It's the difference between being a passive participant in your own life and taking full control. It's about realizing that no one else can live your life for you, and no one else can make your dreams a reality except you. The most important thing you can do for yourself is hold yourself accountable for the choices you make. Every decision you make either brings you closer to or farther away from the life you want, and only you have the power to steer your course. When you own your choices and take responsibility for your path, you not only become empowered, but you also gain the confidence that you are capable of achieving everything you set your mind to. Self-reliance is the foundation of personal strength and independence. It's the understanding that, in the end, no one is going to walk your path for you. You are the architect of your own future, and the responsibility for your success, happiness, and growth rests squarely on your shoulder. In a world that often emphasizes collaboration and external support, self-reliance calls for a mindset shift, one that encourages individuals to trust themselves, depend on their own capabilities, and take ownership of their lives. To be self-reliant means to believe in your ability to face challenges head-on, without constantly looking for someone to guide you or solve your problem. It's about trusting your instincts, making decisions that align with your values, and knowing that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. When you rely on yourself, you stop waiting for the perfect conditions or for others to validate your choices. You create your own path, moving forward with a deep confidence that you are capable, regardless of the circumstances. Self-reliance also involves a great deal of self-awareness. It's not just about blindly charging ahead, it's about knowing your strengths and weaknesses and using that knowledge to navigate your journey. When you understand what you're good at and where you need to improve, you can make better decisions and avoid falling into the trap of relying on others for things you can do yourself. The more self-aware you become, the more control you have over your own destiny. This means embracing your flaws, working to overcome them, and accepting that growth is an ongoing process. Part of self-reliance is having the courage to trust your judgment, even when others may question your decisions. The world is full of people who are eager to offer advice, but only you can know what is right for your life. In the pursuit of independence, there will be moments when you stand alone, and it is in those moments that your self-reliance is tested. It is not always comfortable to follow your own instincts when everyone else seems to have an opinion or a path to follow. But when you're self-reliant, you make decisions based on your own truth, not someone else's expectations. There's an undeniable strength in being able to rely on yourself, and that strength comes from taking responsibility for your actions and choices. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can make the decisions that will shape your future. The moment you accept full responsibility for your life, you take back the power that comes with self-reliance. You no longer play the victim or point fingers at others for your shortcomings. Instead, you look inward, acknowledging that you hold the key to your own success. Self-reliance also cultivates resilience. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles will inevitably arise, often when you least expect them. Being self-reliant means that you don't crumble under pressure or wait for someone to rescue you. Instead, you face adversity with a mindset that you can handle it. You become adaptable, learning to pivot and make the best of every situation. This resilience gives you the confidence to keep moving forward even when things get tough. It helps you stay grounded in the face of uncertainty and trust that no matter what, you have the skills and determination to persevere. At the heart of self-reliance is a deep sense of inner strength. It's knowing that, although you may face setbacks, you are capable of picking yourself up and continuing on. It's understanding that challenges aren't insurmountable obstacles, they are opportunities for growth and development. The more you rely on yourself, the more you prove to yourself that you are your greatest asset. You stop seeking validation from the outside world and start looking within, trusting that you have everything you need to succeed. While self-reliance does not mean isolation or rejecting the help of others, it does mean that you don't depend on others to define your worth or make decisions for you. It's the realization that while collaboration and support are valuable, you are ultimately responsible for your own journey. The confidence to stand on your own 2 feet, even when the world might try to push you down, comes from self-reliance. And when you fully embrace this concept, you empower yourself to not just survive, but thrive in whatever circumstances life throws your way. It's not about doing everything alone. It's about knowing that at the end of the day, you have the strength and the ability to rely on yourself to get through whatever challenges come your way. Unshakable belief is the foundation that fuels perseverance, drives success, and enables us to overcome the most challenging obstacles. It is the unwavering confidence that, no matter the circumstances, you possess the strength, intelligence, and determination to prevail. This belief doesn't come from external sources. It comes from within. It is a deep inner knowing that you are capable of achieving great things, regardless of the setbacks you face. Unshakable belief is not about blind optimism or wishful thinking. It's about cultivating a mindset of certainty that your goals are achievable, even in the face of adversity. When you have an unshakable belief in yourself, you stop doubting your abilities. Self-doubt is one of the greatest obstacles to success. It creeps in during moments of uncertainty, whispering that you're not good enough or that the obstacles ahead are too great to overcome. However, an unshakable belief challenges these thoughts, replacing them with conviction. You start to see challenges not as barriers, but as stepping stones. The belief you have in yourself is what carries you through those moments when things aren't going your way, when the road ahead seems impossible. It helps you keep moving forward when others might give up. This belief also transforms how you approach failure. Failure is often viewed as the end, a sign that you're not capable or that you're not on the right path. But with unshakable belief, failure becomes a lesson. It's an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to try again with more wisdom. You understand that failure is not a reflection of your abilities, but rather a necessary part of growth. Each setback is seen as a chance to strengthen your resolve, and you use it as fuel to keep pushing toward your goals. Your belief remains firm even when the outcome isn't what you expected, because you trust the process and know that success comes to those who keep going, regardless of the hurdles. An unshakable belief also helps you maintain focus. In a world filled with distractions and competing priorities, it's easy to lose sight of what matters most. When you believe in your vision and your purpose, you become laser-focused on the steps that will lead you to your goals. You no longer waste time on things that don't serve your mission or on the opinions of others who may not understand your path. Your belief in yourself provides clarity, allowing you to make decisions with conviction, knowing that each choice is moving you closer to your desired future. It's about blocking out the noise and staying true to your vision, regardless of how challenging the journey becomes. This kind of belief is also contagious. When you radiate confidence in your abilities, others begin to see it too. People are naturally drawn to those who exude self-assurance and who trust in their own potential. This belief not only propels you forward, but it can also inspire others to believe in themselves. The impact of your unshakable belief goes beyond personal success. It has the power to elevate those around you. You become a living example of what is possible when you refuse to let doubt dictate your life. Unshakable belief doesn't mean you won't face moments of vulnerability. It doesn't mean that you won't have times when fear or uncertainty creep in. Rather, it means that you acknowledge these feelings, but don't let them control your actions. Instead of running from fear, you face it head on, knowing that it's a part of the journey. You trust that even in those moments of doubt, you are still capable of rising above. Your belief gives you the strength to keep moving, even when the path seems unclear, or when others may question your direction. At its core, unshakable belief is about trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your potential, and trust in the process. It's about knowing, without a doubt, that you have what it takes to turn your dreams into reality. This belief isn't something that happens overnight. It's built over time, through consistent action, reflection, and overcoming challenges. But once you cultivate this belief, it becomes an unbreakable force that propels you forward, no matter what obstacles or doubts may arise. It's the anchor that keeps you grounded when the world around you feels chaotic, and the force that drives you towards success even when the odds are stacked against you. Focusing on growth is about committing to continuous improvement, both in personal and professional life, regardless of the circumstances. It's a mindset that prioritizes progress over perfection. And it's an understanding that growth doesn't always happen in large, dramatic leaps, but often in small, consistent steps. The ability to focus on growth allows you to remain adaptable, flexible, and open to learning, even when faced with challenges or setbacks. It shifts the focus away from where you are right now to where you're headed, making sure every decision, every action, and every mistake serves a greater purpose in helping you evolve into the person you're meant to become. One of the most important aspects of focusing on growth is the ability to embrace change. Growth is inherently tied to change, and if you aren't willing to evolve, you won't be able to reach your full potential. It's easy to become comfortable with the familiar, to settle into routines that feel safe and predictable. But growth requires pushing beyond these comfort zones. It demands that you face discomfort, that you take on challenges that seem difficult or even overwhelming. Yet, It is in those moments of discomfort where the most growth happens. Whether it's acquiring new skills, adopting different ways of thinking, or learning to overcome fears, growth flourishes when you dare to step into the unknown and push the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Focusing on growth also involves a deep understanding of self-awareness. It's about regularly assessing where you are in life and identifying areas where you can improve. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's intentional. You have to be honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses, acknowledging where you're excelling and where you need to put in more effort. This process of self-reflection is crucial in maintaining forward momentum. Without it, you risk staying stagnant, never challenging yourself or expanding your potential. When you focus on growth, you're constantly evaluating your progress and making adjustments as needed, ensuring that you're always moving toward becoming the best version of yourself. One of the most significant elements of focusing on growth is the willingness to fail and learn from those failures. Failure is often viewed negatively, but in the context of growth, it's an essential part of the journey. Every failure offers a lesson, and those lessons accumulate over time, building a foundation for future success. People who are committed to growth don't fear failure. They embrace it as an opportunity to gain knowledge and experience. They understand that failure is not a reflection of their abilities or self-worth, but rather a signal that they need to adjust their approach or try a different strategy. The ability to learn from failure is what differentiates those who stagnate from those who continue to evolve. Focusing on growth means rejecting the idea of being done. There's no finish line when it comes to self-improvement. No matter how much you achieve or how far you go, there is always room to grow. The pursuit of growth is a lifelong journey, one that never truly ends. When you adopt this mindset, you stop seeing success as a destination and start viewing it as an ongoing process. This perspective encourages you to continually seek new challenges, whether in your career, relationships, or personal development. You realize that you are never fully there because there is always something more to learn, experience, and accomplish. In addition, focusing on growth requires cultivating resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will inevitably arise. Focusing on growth doesn't mean that obstacles won't appear. Rather, it means that you approach those obstacles with a mindset of problem solving and learning. Resilience allows you to bounce back from setbacks, to continue pursuing your goals despite difficulties, and to adapt to change without losing your sense of direction. It's the ability to keep going even when the path is unclear, trusting that every step, no matter how small, is contributing to your growth. Another vital aspect of focusing on growth is the importance of setting goals and creating a clear vision of where you want to go. Without clear goals, it's easy to become distracted or overwhelmed by the challenges that come your way. When you focus on growth, you set measurable, achievable goals that help you track your progress and stay motivated. These goals act as signposts, guiding you along your journey and giving you something tangible to strive for. They serve as reminders of the bigger picture, helping you stay focused and committed even when the road gets tough. Growth also involves being open to feedback from others. While self-reflection is essential, the insights and perspectives of those around you can often provide valuable guidance. People who focus on growth are not afraid to listen to constructive criticism and use it to improve. Whether it's feedback from colleagues, mentors, or loved ones, constructive input can be an invaluable tool in your personal development. People who are committed to growth understand that they don't have all the answers, and that others' perspectives can often help them see things in a new light, driving further development. Ultimately, focusing on growth is about making the choice every day to prioritize progress. It's about committing to becoming better, more capable, and more resilient, no matter where you are in your journey. Growth requires discipline, patience, and perseverance, but it offers the most profound rewards. An ever-evolving version of yourself who can adapt, learn, and thrive in an ever-changing world. Sacrifice and discipline are two inseparable forces that shape success, personal growth, and achievement. They are the cornerstones upon which a life of purpose and accomplishment is built. At first glance, both sacrifice and discipline may seem like burdens, demanding more from you than you're willing to give. But in reality, they are the tools that unlock the potential within, enabling you to reach heights you once thought unattainable. To truly achieve anything of significance, you must recognize that sacrifice and discipline are not optional. They are necessities. Sacrifice is the act of giving up something of value in order to achieve something greater. It's not about self-denial for the sake of it. It's about making choices that will serve your future self, even if they're difficult in the present. Sacrifices often come in many forms, whether it's time, comfort, or personal desires. It might mean spending countless hours working toward a goal even when you'd rather relax. It can involve passing on social events, hobbies, or immediate pleasures so you can dedicate yourself to your growth, whether that's in your career, education, or personal development. These sacrifices are never easy, but they are essential for long-term success. When you understand the importance of sacrifice, you stop seeing it as something painful or unfair. Instead, it becomes a strategic decision. You realize that every choice you make today has a direct impact on your future. In order to attain what others don't, you have to be willing to do what others won't. This could mean working late nights when others are resting, choosing to eat healthier when others indulge, or staying focused on a project when others are distracted. These sacrifices aren't about depriving yourself. They're about choosing delayed gratification for the sake of achieving something far more rewarding down the road. Discipline is the partner to sacrifice, a steady force that ensures you continue moving forward even when motivation fades. Discipline is the ability to stay committed to your goals, to stick to the course, regardless of the obstacles or the discomfort you may face. It is the ability to make the right choices consistently, even when the easier or more enjoyable option is tempting. Discipline ensures that you follow through with the decisions you've made, no matter how difficult or unappealing they may seem in the moment. The strength of discipline lies in its consistency. It's not about making a burst of effort toward a goal only to fall off track when things get hard. It's about setting clear intentions and taking consistent action day in and day out. When you commit to discipline, you acknowledge that success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't come by chance. It comes from showing up, even when you don't feel like it, even when it feels like progress is slow, and even when others might not see the work you're putting in. Discipline ensures that the sacrifices you make are not in vain, but are steadily working toward a greater outcome. Both sacrifice and discipline require a deep level of focus. Sacrifice demands that you know what you're working toward, that you're clear about your priorities, and that you can make choices based on your long-term vision rather than short-term pleasure. Discipline demands that you stay focused on the task at hand, blocking out distractions and making choices that align with your goals. This focus keeps you moving forward, even when the road seems difficult or unclear. It's about maintaining the mindset that the small, consistent actions you take today are the foundation for the success you'll experience tomorrow. There will be moments, of course, when the combination of sacrifice and discipline feels overwhelming. There will be times when you question whether the effort is worth it, when you wonder if the sacrifices you're making will pay off. But it is in those moments when discipline is most needed. The ability to keep pushing forward even when the end result isn't immediately clear is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. The true value of discipline is that it keeps you on track even when external circumstances or internal doubts threaten to derail you. Both sacrifice and discipline also require the ability to say no. Whether that's saying no to distractions, negative influences, or things that pull you away from your goals. This can be one of the most difficult aspects of both sacrifice and discipline because it often means turning away from things that might seem enjoyable or familiar. However, by making these hard choices, you are aligning yourself with your greater purpose. Saying no becomes a tool of empowerment because you are actively choosing to focus on what matters most, rather than giving in to momentary distractions that ultimately do not serve you. As you continue to practice sacrifice and discipline, they become ingrained habits that shape your character. You stop seeing them as burdens or restrictions and begin to view them as powerful tools that help you move closer to your goals. With each sacrifice you make and each disciplined action you take, You build confidence, resilience, and strength. You begin to trust the process, knowing that the effort you put in today is shaping a better tomorrow. Through sacrifice and discipline, you create the framework for success, ensuring that you are not only working toward your goals, but also growing into the person capable of achieving them. Legacy over comfort is a mindset that places the long-term impact of your actions above the immediate gratification of comfort. It requires a shift in focus from seeking short-term pleasure or ease to dedicating yourself to building something lasting, something meaningful, something that will outlive you. Comfort can be a tempting thing. It's the familiar, the safe, the easy path. It's what most people naturally gravitate toward because it provides a sense of relief, security, and peace. However, the pursuit of comfort can be a trap, one that prevents you from realizing your full potential and creating the kind of legacy that truly matters. Choosing legacy over comfort doesn't mean rejecting comfort altogether or making your life miserable for the sake of it. It means understanding that the most fulfilling achievements often come at the cost of discomfort, sacrifice, and hard work. Building a lasting legacy requires going beyond what's comfortable. It means making decisions that align with your deepest values, even when it's not the easiest path to take. Instead of pursuing what feels good in the moment, you focus on what will bring true fulfillment in the long run. The kind of fulfillment that comes from knowing you've made a meaningful contribution to the world, shaped the lives of others, or left a footprint that will endure long after you're gone. The pursuit of comfort often leads to stagnation. When you're comfortable, there's no need to push beyond your limits or challenge yourself to grow. You settle into routines and patterns that feel easy and familiar, but they don't stretch your capabilities. On the other hand, legacy demands growth. It calls for the courage to step out of your comfort zone and take risks, to face adversity and tackle challenges head on. The people who build legacies are the ones who are willing to endure temporary discomfort for the sake of creating something greater than themselves. They understand that true success and impact come from pushing through fear, doubt, and difficulty. Building a legacy isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process that takes time, patience, and consistent effort. It's about showing up every day, putting in the hard work, and staying focused on the bigger picture, even when things aren't going your way. Comfort, by its very nature, is fleeting. It doesn't require effort, and it doesn't contribute to lasting change. It's temporary satisfaction, a false sense of security that doesn't lead to true fulfillment. A legacy, however, is something that remains long after the immediate pleasures have faded away. It's something that continues to inspire, impact, and resonate with others. It's the difference between living for today and creating something that will benefit future generations. The concept of legacy over comfort is also about making sacrifices. Comfort often means avoiding hard decisions, taking the easy way out, or neglecting the uncomfortable but necessary work that leads to real growth. Legacy, on the other hand, requires a willingness to sacrifice in the present for the sake of a better future. This could mean giving up personal time to invest in your career, prioritizing long-term goals over immediate rewards, or dedicating yourself to causes or projects that might not bring immediate recognition, but will have lasting positive effects. Sacrificing comfort for the sake of legacy isn't about enduring hardship for hardship's sake. It's about making choices that are aligned with your purpose and your desire to make a difference. Comfort also often leads to complacency, the belief that you've done enough or that you've reached a point where you no longer need to push forward. This mindset can be dangerous because it limits growth and potential. When you focus on legacy, however, you realize that your work is never truly finished. There's always something more to do, something more to contribute. Building a legacy requires a commitment to continuous improvement, ongoing learning, and the drive to make a lasting impact. It's about looking at what you can leave behind, a body of work, a change in the world, a positive influence on others, and making sure that what you create is worthy of the effort, no matter how much it takes. Those who choose legacy over comfort are often the ones who inspire others to do the same. By taking the harder road, by choosing sacrifice over ease, They set an example that others can follow. The impact of your choices goes beyond yourself. It extends to the people around you, to your family, your community, and perhaps even to future generations. People remember those who made a difference, those who prioritize something greater than personal comfort. Your legacy is the mark you leave on the world, the imprint of your values, efforts, and contributions. It speaks to the kind of person you were and the difference you made in the lives of others. In a society that often glorifies comfort and immediate satisfaction, choosing legacy over comfort requires immense strength and dedication. It means making decisions that are sometimes unpopular, taking risks that others might shy away from, and dedicating yourself to a cause that might not yield immediate rewards but will have lasting effects. Ultimately, choosing legacy over comfort is about choosing a life of purpose, a life that isn't just about personal gain or fleeting pleasures, but about creating something that transcends the individual, something that will continue to inspire and influence long after you're gone. It's about asking yourself not what is easiest or most comfortable right now, but what kind of legacy you want to leave behind.